Hey everybody, it is February 5th, 2014. I'm sonicsuns, and it has definitely been a while since I last made a video. I thought I'd give you an update as to what's going on with me, for anyone still watching this channel. Gee, how do I summarize what's going on? I have to incorporate years worth of information in here. Well, first off, I'm obviously not very active anymore on my Sonic Sun's YouTube channel. Uh, as far as YouTube's concerned, you'll find a lot more of me on the channel Audiobooks Free. I'll put a link in the description, which is down here now, isn't it? You know, back in the day, I used to watch Vlogbrothers, and they were always like, link in the sidebar. There's no sidebar anymore. It's below. Oh, they're all pointing in the wrong place now. I'm rambling. That's what I do. But my friend runs Audiobooks Free, which has a whole bunch of audiobooks available for free. And we have an arrangement where I can post up my original content and any other. Mostly it's my original content. Sometimes I find a book which is legally available free, and I post that up. These are all legally free, by the way. Public domain works and whatever. But mostly it's my original content that's been posted up on that channel recently. A lot of poetry, some essays, random stuff, and I get a bit of the ad revenue, which is cool. Even though I hate ads, I've never put ads on my own channel. But I figure, okay, well, for everyone else out there that hates ads, they can all, they can use ad block or whatever. I guess some people are okay with ads, and I'm gonna pay a little bit of money. I'm not making my living, but off of YouTube, but I make a little money, so that's cool. It's also cool to technically be running a channel that has thousands of subscribers. Here, wait, let me let me look it up. Because I have on my main channel as of February 5th, 394 subscribers, and I have over 500 videos, whatever it comes out to be. And on this other channel, they have 25,062 subscribers. So hey, I have a bigger audience there. Though I'm not getting 25,000 views per video, believe me, it's like 1,000 or something. But that's still a step up. Stuff I'm doing YouTube. I haven't done GoBuddies 81 in quite a while. I do have a thing for just coming up with more and more projects, don't I? I mean, it kind of all started with YouTube and posted, lots and lots of videos, and I thought, like, I'll get famous. And that turns out to be kind of hard, and I probably wasn't making videos snappy enough to really get people's attention, which here I am again now, just rambling, but whatever. I don't know, just whatever. It was still good to produce just something, to have it out there, and I met some people through YouTube, and that was it's good. I mean, yeah, freaking Perry Urban wrote a song about me. That's cool, and I'm not gonna list everyone that I've met or whatever. So here's me saying, okay, so I clearly didn't get famous, type of, just take off crazy like I had originally hoped years ago. But that doesn't mean it was a waste. I certainly got some practice with public speaking, didn't I? This is one benefit among others. But yeah, projects. So I have the basic YouTube channel, and then the GoBuddies channel, which is going to be snappier, more like Vlogbrothers, and then it just sort of vaguely fell apart, as these things often do. And then what was it? A couple years ago now? I can go look this up too. It's so cool how many things I can look up. And then you all get to watch me type, because I'm not bothering to write a script for this. Whatever. Yeah, it was in 2011, so technically 3 years ago now, 2.5 years, whatever, I got into the Brony fandom. The fans of the new My Little Pony show, who are not little girls. It's a great thing. It's just like, we've all had, as guys, most of us are guys, we have had so much of our media is badass and violent and edgy, and like that's cool in its own way. But like, you know what? We're gonna put all that aside and just gonna enjoy ponies. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have just very pure and also clever show. So I got into that, and I got into a group called Pony in a Box. A while after I was in the fandom itself. I'm not gonna look up all the dates here. But so if you look us up, you can probably just look up Pony in a Box on Google or YouTube, or the channel name is Squeak Anon, ANON in there, and that's the name of the person who runs the show, that runs the studio. But we make radio plays, which is really cool, and sometimes animations too. And so we have one that's like a crossover between My Little Pony and Doctor Who, which is sweet. And then we have another one that's sort of an Indiana Jones style thing. It's called Daring Do Adventures. I happen to be the director on that one, and I do, in various projects I may be directing or writing or voice acting and stuff. And I put on the ridiculous French accent for Dorian Mold. I've been told that this is not really an accurate French accent, if you want to get technical about it. Whatever. People loved the show. People, So that was great. That was great. And it is great. But I'm talking specifically when it first got started. And we put up like a couple of shorts and then like a full episode and then whatever. And people just love it. And like, oh my God, I've spent so much time with ideas just bouncing around in my head, like ever since I was 2, just so much time, just ideas, and then I hardly ever seem to complete anything, and a lot of that has to do with self-confidence, as I've mentioned in previous videos on this channel, and whatever other complex stuff, and stress disorder, and physically getting dizzy and having to lie down all day, and oh my gosh, complex stuff. But finally, I had a group. We have a group, and we were online every day, and we were talking to each other about, hey, what's the next episode going to be like, and who's doing the art for this, and who's doing the voice for that, and we're going to hold auditions, and we actually make stuff on a regular basis, and we put it out there, and we have an audience. I mean, we're not, like, famous or anything, but we have, some millions of views, I believe. Let's go check. You have 14,000 subscribers. And where did they put the thing for... Oh, 2 million views. Yeah, overall. Over the last couple years or whatever it's been. So that's something. It's a lot more views than I ever got my old channel, and it's also a whole, a new sort of genre of stuff. Not exactly genre. I used to do a lot of these videos. I'm just talking to the camera. Now, like we have production values, we have soundtracks, we have sound effects, we have multiple actors working together. It's great. I just wish we all lived anywhere near each other. We're scattered all across the globe. It kind of tends to be the case when you meet people on the internet. But so that's cool. We're making stuff, and it's very haphazard, I can't say like, oh, a new episode comes out every Monday or something. Our original plan was something like that, we develop an assembly line type of thing, and the deal is everyone, it turns out, always has something going on. Someone has finals coming up, someone just lost their job, So that sucks, and stuff gets delayed. But then it's okay. We're not judgmental about it. So the thing about the group is not only are we very creative, but we are very compassionate. This is a group of people you can go to and just say, I'm having a terrible day. Can I talk about that for a while? And people say absolutely. And you get lots of internet hugs. And met some wonderful people through the group. And so that's good. That's just good for my heart and soul and everything. Now we're hoping, at some point to sort of make our living doing this. Wouldn't that be great? Been aiming for that thing for so many years. I've always thought, if I could just make my living being creative, and it's been complicated. Or if I could make my living, with some sort of small business online, like one of these passive income things is a term that Pat Flynn uses, and a lot of other people use, I'm sure, but he runs the blog Smart Passive Income. You make like a website that would, let's say you have an ebook on how to train your parrot or something, just whatever, and then you get people who are interested in this to come to the site through Google and stuff, and then they buy your stuff, and they keep buying it, like, at any time, day or night, someone may buy another thing, and you earn $10 or something. And theoretically, you can have like this source of income that's very low stress. Once you get it set up, managing it isn't that hard. That's great. And in mid-2010, I launched a website. It was a tech support thing where I sold videos explaining how to do various things with your computer, and I followed all the directions I got in the books that I was following, and I got 0 sales. And that was very disappointing. And last year, I published a couple of books on Amazon. You may remember Tales of Udo the Wanderer. It's still not really done, but it was like, whatever, it's, good enough from its format and stuff, because it's a collection of short stories and poems all out of order, so it's still worthwhile to read, even if it's not done. I put that on Amazon. I made, I think, 2 sales. And I made a book called Talk to Me, which is based on a blog I do, which is sort of a Dear Abby thing. People write in anonymously, a good chunk of the time it's anonymous, with their problems, and I post up my advice on how to deal with emotional issues. I've had a lot of people through there, actually, and I'm glad to help them. People come to me with depression or with abusive, family relationships, self-harm, and then somewhat lighter, people that just insist that this one guy is gay when he's not actually. Yeah. So I have this Tumblr, this sonicsuns.tumblr.com, and people write in, and I give them advice, and I find I like this. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I mean, I know I'm not, formally trained or whatever. But I can help people. I mean, that's what they tell me, it really helped when you gave me advice to such and such thing. So that's one of my other projects, and that became a book, and that made like 10 sales or something. So I was so glad to have 10 sales, and then at the same time disappointed that I want to make my living off this stuff. I don't know how do I escape like the normal working world? I have to do better somehow. But there's me criticizing myself and getting stressed out about it and getting tense. And that is an old habit of mine. I've learned progressively more and more how important it is not to do that to yourself. Oh my gosh, I've been doing that since I was a kid, just beating yourself up inside over like every little thing. I mean, it gets kind of crazy. I could be like, watching a TV show and I'm getting bored. And I'm like, I'm going to turn off this TV show. And then there's a part of me that's like, no, how dare you turn off the TV show? You have to finish it. You have to watch the whole thing. Like, what? Like, this is a homework assignment or something? I don't know. So, yeah, I've been wrestling with my inner demons for years. But I am getting better, which is weird. By the way, it's weird to feel any better. I just posted a poem on that subject. It's very strange to be okay. It's very strange to grin when all you knew was struggle and so rarely did you win. If all your years were full of doubt, of worry, pain, and strife, how strange it is to wake one day and find you have a life. And it goes on from there. But you can go look it up. It's called It's Very Strange to Be Okay on the channel Audiobooks Free. If you're wondering why I gave you a shot of the wall, it's because I'm checking the back of the camera to see how many minutes I've been talking. So yeah, I used to struggle a lot more, even when like nothing's going on per se. I mean, just an internal struggle could be really intense. And if I wanted to, I could go through my own personal video archives and show you, like, me talking to the camera, say, 2.5 years ago. I'm remembering a lot of times just going on, just how tense I was, just how, like, messed up I felt inside, and I didn't really know how to deal with it. You had only, like, the very basic notions of, how to feel better and not hate yourself all the time. I'm complicated. So what was I saying? Well, let's see. A lot of projects. The original YouTube channel, the GoBuddies channel, the Wild comic, YLDE, that, lasted a little while back when I was in college and then sort of petered out. Baka Desne is still an awesome idea for a project. It's animation. It would teach people Japanese, and it would be very fun, and it would be the antidote to all these boring textbooks I ever read. But I realized I would need, like, to know a bunch of people who, A, speak fluent Japanese, and B, they are good enough actors to be part of a story-based animation. And I was like, I don't actually know a lot of people there necessarily. I lived in Japan for 6 months, which was great, but A, I still kind of had dizziness and stuff that messed with me, and B, of all the people I knew, I mean, not everyone's an actor, and maybe I have high standards, I don't know, but so the whole project just sort of vaguely petered out, and maybe someday I'll get it back. But then we have a project, the Pony in a Box, much more successful and very fun, and this Tumblr where I'm helping people, I'm glad for that, and I have this blog called Rehab with Fluttershy, which is this comic thing, and a very good friend of mine is doing art, and I'm doing the writing. So that's up there. We want to go look for it. It's a little risque, actually. Don't worry though. And now I've got this audiobooks free thing, and I got that. I'm actually making a little money off of that. So that's cool. So I guess there's hope for me. I with all the internal crap that I've had to deal with, and all the doubt and all of just whatever, I still, I know I want to be creative and feel free and do right by myself, and I kind of keep moving in that direction somehow. One way or another, this project or that project or whatever. And I learn in the long run to be kinder to myself, not to beat myself up over every last thing. And I have a little more hope. And all of this helps me to be less dizzy. I just have some problem with that, but not what it used to be. I used to be so dizzy, I mean, I would skip therapy. Which seems to be like the most important thing to do in my week. And I'd wake up and be like, oh, this is one of those days, and I'd call in, I can't come to therapy. Which, by the way, I started seeing a therapist in early 2012. I'd started this job as a programmer. Hey, I'm making use of my degree. But I hated it. I mean, it was only 40 hours a week. Like, most people can deal with that. But I couldn't. I was just so freaking stressed. And I struggled through each day. And after, like, 6-7 weeks, I was let go or fired or whatever the term would be. And I'm thinking of Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn, the guy I mentioned earlier, he was let go from his job. But then, like, immediately he had great success with this thing called the LEED exam, and he was selling, study guides basically for architects that wanted to pass this exam. And I lost my job and was not immediately successful at some grand scheme. And I guess what I'm saying is, if there's someone out there who's been similarly frustrated in your own personal pursuits, you're not alone. It's okay. But yeah, so I was fired. And before I was fired, though, I started seeing a therapist because I was so stressed all the time. And I kept seeing a therapist long after I had been fired. And then I've had other tensions with my family. Maybe I shouldn't get into all that. We're working stuff out, I guess. Trying whatever. And then Mom's cancer came back. Yeah, I'm 20 minutes into this, and then so she originally had a bout of cancer in late 2011. Did a round of some chemo and some radiation, and it went into remission. And in late 2012, she had some weird symptoms, and then they checked, and they said it's not cancer, and then, long story short, they checked again. Oh, wait, it is cancer. It's a special type of cancer that normally we can't detect, or something like that. And they were going to do this big operation to hopefully fix it, and then they got halfway through the operation, and they said the cancer is spread too far. And, we have to cancel the operation, and there's an 85% chance you will die within the year. So that was over a year ago. She's been in the 15% group. She's been very active, trying to go on, take vacations and see family members and everything. And she's on a new chemo regimen now. But it's still labeled as terminal. It's just taking longer than they thought, which, thank goodness that we got to have Christmas and things like that. And she's not wasting away at the moment. If you look at her, you'd think she was okay. But whatever, the blood markers tell us that the cancer is still there and growing, and so that's hard. Everything's hard. You wonder what to do every given day. Like, should I spend more time with Mom, maybe? Or maybe does Mom want to do something else right now? Or is there any way I can help? Or should I go be successful? Because that's what Mom really wants for me, is to properly move out, get my own place, get a high-paying job, or well, not high-paying, just enough to sustain myself at least, and, which I have a job now. I'm working as a janitor at a library, part-time, pretty minimal hours, earning $9 an hour. So that gets me a little money. More to the point, makes her feel a little better about my future. Yeah, something we're dealing with day by day. And whatever, we're looking into various alternative treatments. She's already on a bunch of supplements and has a special water filter thing that's supposed to help. And, doing what we can. It's so weird, though, and not fair. Not fair to her, not fair to any of us. mean, if I may speak selfishly for a minute, I was like, I had enough problems already, and then my mom gets terminal cancer. What the hell? I'm not mad at her, I'm just mad at cancer. Like, what the hell? And people ask, just casually, how are you doing? That's a tricky question. I mean, especially on the days when it's okay. Like, Mom seems okay, and I'm kind of okay, and I wrote a poem and posted, and that's cool, and you're like, I guess I'm doing all right, except my mom has cancer. It's terminal, actually. So no, I'm not all right, I guess. How could I be all right? I mean, wouldn't it be weird if things start to go well for me and I have a job, that I manage to get through, and I have some creative stuff that I've been talking about, which is progressing, and I have good friends to talk to. I went through so many years where I had friends, but I didn't feel I could really share about, like, oh God, I'm dying inside type of feeling, and then over the last few years, I've found more and more of these sorts of people I can talk to. So that's great. But isn't it weird then to think of, like, look at ways in which my life is improving, but also cancer, and the knowledge that it's going to get worse. Very likely. She's gonna have more problems as the months go by. What the heck? What can I do? I don't know. Do what you can. I try and look in on her, and if she's feeling bad, bring her meals and stuff. She's in the hospital right now, actually. She had an infection. I think they'll be able to clear it out, though, and then she'll be home again. She'll be okay. For now. If you're wondering why I'm not there, other family members are there now, and I visited her yesterday, and I may visit her again today. So yeah, I know, stuff is just so big. I don't know quite how to take it all in. It's strange to be okay, first off, in the sense of, like, if you've been, feeling bad for a long time and then, like, things get better, that's weird. And then, that'd be weird by itself. And then it's also even more weird when you have this looming reason to feel terrible, which is your mom has cancer. I don't know. Well, she is glad for my success, the fact that I have a job, the fact that I do this YouTube channel thing and make a little money. So that's nice. I'm like, okay, I'm not just, doing my own thing. I'm also helping Mom feel better in an indirect sort of a way. So yeah. What else do I have to say? I don't know. I have quotes from friends posted on my walls. I started that practice a while ago. People say something nice about me online, and then I'll, I put it in this file. Eventually I print it out. I put it on my walls. So, like, I'll see it later. Like, look, see, this person thinks you're a good guy. And so does this person. So does that person. Stop hating yourself. Chill. It's okay if you make mistakes now and then. It's okay. So yeah, as far as my own inner demons are concerned, I've discovered again and again, more and more, the importance of self-love. Because I lacked that for quite a while. In one way or another. and the importance of having friends who will really understand you and support you, and having people you can really talk to and collaborate with. That's great. These are all good things, good lessons to learn. It's a progress here and there. And in the meantime, Mom has cancer, and it's terminal, and I try to spend time with her and just make good use of the time we have left, which is an easy place to beat yourself up, by the way. Like, I should have done this instead of that, and I'm not spending it, but well, no, chill. Just do the best you can with everything, with Mom, with everything else that's going on. Love yourself, love others, and do the best you can. I guess that's a pretty good mantra right there. So, yeah. Don't know quite how to summarize all this. But I'll put links in the description for some of the stuff I mentioned. And I will keep on trying to live a wholehearted life. Guess that's all I can do, huh? Well, that's the most important thing anyway. So, thanks for watching. See you later.